So I'm gonna come in here, look at this, and look at this here. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like paint, but then it looks like it could be, well, maybe it is paint. I don't know where that came from. Because these door frames have just been painted. I'll have to clean that off and take a look at that. And I'm gonna have the white ceiling paint out, or that semi-gloss. I'm gonna have the white semi-gloss paint out, and I'll have to touch that up. All these different things. You know, I could touch up certain things after the carpet guys get done, but of all the things that I know about, I want to get them taken care of within the next 2 days. Today and tomorrow I got. Okay, and I've got to get the white ceiling paint out because this was the semi-gloss paint, and on the wall I just kind of screwed up right in there. See, I got some of the wall paint on the ceiling. Hey, things happen. When you start cutting in ceilings and cutting in baseboards and cutting in around door frames, your eyes after a while start getting buggy. Like, okay, where's the line? You're squinting to find the line and making sure you try not to get beyond the line and stuff. And sometimes you can't see it because it might be a shadow on it. And I like to use my construction light in the room, and sometimes I'll put the light directly where I'm working, and other times it might throw a shadow on the wall, so then I'll kind of push the light off a little bit, and then I can see the lines better. But after a while, man, you got to kind of almost take a break because your eyes, from squinting and trying to find the line and stuff, it just kind of makes you tired. And so I flubbed up on that one, didn't I? I flubbed up on that one for sure. Big time. Okay, whatever. And I've got to paint this door. I've been waiting. I've been holding off on this door. I have no idea why, because it's probably going to take me 2 coats of paint to get over that. I'm just going to paint it the same color as the walls, and it will be an eggshell finish. I'll just make it eggshell. I'm not going to paint it. I could put the first coat eggshell and then put a second coat on there with semi-gloss paint if I wanted, but I kind of want it. I don't want it to shine too much. I want it to kind of blend into the ceiling, and the ceiling, that little section of ceiling right there, is the eggshell finish. See, here's another little spot. Then you'll find different things when you get done painting. You'll think you're all done, and then you walk around and you just find things. That's just how it goes. Looks like I could cut that in a little bit more. See how some of this white paint, when I did the baseboard, remember I got a little bit of the white paint up on top of the wall because I wasn't too concerned about trying to cut in that little thin line there. It went up a little bit, and so when I put the paint on the wall, you got to put it on thick enough, and sometimes it's difficult to do that when you're cutting in because it wants to slide off. Because again, I'm putting eggshell over semi-gloss paint from here up to there. You see that little bit right there? The white peeking through. And I didn't have too many of those spots. I did actually really good. It looks like, oh, look at that. See, I got a run right there. See, there's the bottom of it right there. I'm gonna have to fix that. And I'll probably, you know, the different things that I see, what I should do is take some blue masking tape and just put a little piece here, a little piece there, because after a while you might think, yeah, I'll remember all those places, and I got a little place to caulk, and then all of a sudden you think, now where was that hole in the wall that I was supposed to caulk before I touched up the paint? And you'll just find different things like that. And of course, after the carpet guys get done, I'll probably take a little paintbrush around and, you know, do the same thing, do a once and for all type business. But some of these things I can hit now because the carpet's not in yet. Okay, and I've got 2 days to just piddle around, fuss around, and do some stuff up here. And then I'm just kind of jumping back and forth from upstairs to downstairs, but my main focus needs to be on the upstairs. And see, I've got to get into 3 different paints. I've got the eggshell wall color to get in. I've got the white semi-gloss paint to get in. I've got the semi-gloss paint to get into for the shelves and stuff. And I got the flat white paint to get into. So I got 4 colors. Now I forget why I need to get into the white paint. See, I'm starting to get wiggy, so I'm just gonna keep going. But I wanted to kind of show you what I was doing today and the progress. And here's the other thing. You know, when I did these shelves, I just got my craft paper out, notched it around there, put a piece down here on the floor. Then I ran a couple pieces over in here, and for the refrigerator, I can slide that back in if I want, right directly over the top of the craft paper, then pull it back out to cut this in whenever I decide to cut it in, if I don't cut it in today, or I could leave the refrigerator exactly where it's at if I want. And see, I just ran the craft paper along here and down in through there. I decided to paint this because we're going to be without a stove for a few months until I get the eventually we're going to redo the countertops and put new countertops, and I'm going to be the one ripping this out, but that's going to be in 5 or 6 weeks from now, because we have to order the counters, and we're having a heck of a time deciding what kind of sink to put in, and that kind of thing. So, you know, we're going to be moving in here in a couple weeks, and this is just how we're going to do it. We're just going to leave this like that. So I thought I would go ahead and I'll cut this all in with a paintbrush. It won't take me that much of a time for it. And you know, the sink was a white porcelain sink, but it was an over-the-counter type, and we're going to install new quartz countertops, and we're going to actually have the sink installed from underneath. But the type of configuration, there's all kinds of configurations, and if you want a certain one or something, you got to go to different stores, and you might even have to special order it and stuff. And I was dead set on wanting a white porcelain cast iron sink, because you know we've got a stainless steel sink at home, and it's like when you have stainless steel, you got to be careful with it, because if you don't use the right cleaners on it, or if you use the wrong scouring pads or something, you could scratch the surface of the stainless steel, and then it's hard to get rid of the scratch. And then every time you look in the sink, there's that cockamamie scratch again. But I'm kind of resolved to the fact, because I'm having a hard time locating an under-counter cast iron sink with a configuration how I want, I think I'm going to go with the stainless steel. And I talked to Momi about it, and she's okay with that. And we know how to keep it nice and clean. And besides, with white quartz countertops, if you could picture this, white quartz countertops, it's going to have some little frilly lines in it and stuff, but the overall business of it is going to be white. And we're going to have stainless steel looking types of appliances, not real stainless steel, but it's going to look like stainless steel. This is not it, but it's going to look like stainless steel, and it's easier to wipe off, and it keeps fingerprints off of there like stainless steel. You know, if you get that, anytime you touch it with your hands, your fingerprints get on there. It's hard to clean off, and you clean it with certain cleaners, and then you look at it, and son of a gun, there's the fingerprints again, always. And so we're going to get something, and I'll show you when we get them, when we get everything installed. It'll be on here, don't worry. But anyways, I thought, you know, if all our countertops are quartz, white quartz, and if we have a backsplash that is white, the same quartz, we're going to run up the wall like how the old countertop goes up, 6 inches or so. With the white sink, it might look too samey. And with everything stainless steel like, why not have a stainless steel sink and kind of break it up and give the countertop a little bit of color? And I'm not sure what we're going to do with the faucet color yet. This is the old one. Obviously we're going to be getting rid of that. But anyways, hey, it's in progress. And see, today, could I cut this in? Could I cut it all in and spend, 2 or 3 hours in here cutting that in? Yeah, I could. But you remember, 2 days from now, the carpet's coming. And so I need to focus and make sure that I get everything upstairs taken care of, the different colors that I have to get into, the paint brushes, the different paint trays I got to get, and the shelving and stuff, the semi-gloss upstairs. So I'm gonna really focus now on making sure all the nitpicky little things that I talked about, that I showed you, I'm gonna get those taken care of today. That's my goal, is to get all that stuff taken care of and get myself out of the second floor where the carpet's gonna go. And then I probably won't have any time to do any cut-in downstairs, but see, I can work on cut-in tomorrow. I can work on painting door frames tomorrow. The baseboard still has to be painted, but that's not going to affect the carpet guys, is it? Carpet guys are going to be up here working. Well, they're even here in a couple days. I can be down here painting while they're upstairs, right? So you need to kind of look at your different projects and see, is there a right and wrong time to do certain things? Yeah, of course there is. And is it in a perfect world? I wouldn't be working over a floor, would I? A finished floor. In a perfect world, I would have had all this painting done before the flooring guys got here at all, and before the carpet guys even got here for installing their carpet tack strip and their carpet pad and all that kind of stuff. But we don't live in a perfect world, do we? I mean, I was trying my best to get everything 100% done painting-wise before the flooring guy got here, before the carpet guys got here. It just didn't work out. Sometimes you try, whatever you do, you just can't do it. So you've got to work with the schedule that you have given yourself and work with it. And hopefully along the way, I've showed you different things of my progress, certain tips and techniques on how I've done things, certain things that you can learn from, the mistakes that I've made along the way, but how I fixed them, and how you might think, oh yeah, I'm not going to do it that way, I'm going to do it this other way, or oh, that's a really good way that he just told me, I'm going to have to try that next time. And we could have had a painter, a professional painting crew come in here with 3 or 4 guys and blow this out in a week and a half or so, but then we'd be out $10,000 too, probably, or more. You saw how high the ceilings were up in the other rooms and stuff upstairs. And so, hey, sweat equity it's called. The paint didn't really cost that much. So far, we're into it little less than $1,000. And, for the painting materials and stuff. Probably a little bit less than that even. Maybe $750. And so, for a $9,000 savings, if you have the time and the energy and the know-how and the wherewithal, you can do this kind of stuff. You see me, if you watch my videos, you can see that, hey, this guy isn't anything special. I'm not a professional painter, but I can get it done. And when I get it done, it looks like a professional has done it. But hey, I'm not a professional, and you're not a professional either, and most of all this stuff you can do on your own. You don't need to pay somebody else to do it. If you've got the time on your hands and you want to try your hand at it, you're going to learn along the way, and hopefully you've learned quite a few things watching my videos to know that, hey, if Joe, an average Joe, can do it, then you can do it too. Well, I guess it's time to get busy.